Hey guys, it's Brad. Well, good evening from Tuscany. And I want to start this evening a little different because I need to say happy birthday to my daughter Lizzie. Happy birthday, Pumpkin. I love you. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about healthcare. And I think that healthcare is one of the very best reasons you should consider moving to Italy. I have personally found the healthcare system here to be very caring, very convenient, and very quick. And I know that is going to be at odds with maybe some of the experience you may have had here, or the experience that some of my Italian friends feel is here. But I would say overall, the healthcare system here is most excellent. And when you're in a position like I was in, which was, I'd already worked for 35 years, very hard. I was ready financially to retire, but I was 7 years away from getting Medicare in the United States. This solved a very big problem. Yes, we pay our fair share of taxes here. Yes, we pay a little more federal tax here than we paid in the United States. To be exact, it's 6% higher on the top line rate for federal income tax in Italy versus the United States. However, you need to think about what else is a tax, like property tax, which you don't pay here in your primary residence. And even in a secondary residence, it's usually such a small amount, 0.5% of the cadastral value. Our highest property tax here on one of our rental incomes is 1,000 euros a year, and that property is valued on today's market at over 1 million euros. So let's talk about what it takes to get your tessera sanitaria, your national health care card. Once you have gotten a visa to come to Italy, you apply for your permesso di soggiorno. That's your permission to stay. Once you have your permesso di soggiorno, which can take over 1 year, once you have that, you can register with your municipality. They'll do a residency check where they physically come and make sure you are living where you say you live, inside the comune, in our case, Montepulciano. And after you have that, you can go to the office at their local hospital and sign up for the National Health Care Plan. In our case, we had to chip in about 2,800 euros for our first year to get into the plan. Some visas, like a work visa if you're coming here, you will not have to pay that. But we have to pay that on our ERV, and that's something you should be aware of. It is based on your income, but it maxes out at 2,800 euros to the best of my knowledge. And I'd like to say for the record, I do a YouTube channel. Anytime I say anything, know that it's the honest truth, the best I know it, but always check out whatever I'm saying or what anybody's saying before you make any decisions. So once you have your national health care card, your tessera sanitaria, then you can go and get your primary care doctor. I went to see Dr. Lombardi, my primary care, and he set up a number of tests that I needed right away. A full blood screening, a colon cancer screening, and also a heart check, an EKG, and an ultrasound of my heart because I wanted to join a local gym. And you have to do that before you can join a gym here in Italy. So I had all those things set up, and I opted, instead of waiting for an appointment to come up, which could have been 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, to get my cancer screening, for example, and I may have had to go to Siena or Grosseto or Cortona or Perugia to some other hospital, wherever they had space available. I got it done right here in Montepulciano the very next week, and I paid 280 euros out of pocket for that express service. That's your option to do here. Everything here is so much less expensive than in the United States. You will be flabbergasted. And I mentioned just the United States because it's what I'm familiar with. I know that other countries have a nationalized healthcare plan like we have here in Italy. So I don't know exactly what it's like in Canada. I don't know how good or how bad the system is in England. All I can talk about is how it was for us and what we paid in the United States. But we paid about $16,000 a year just for our premium. We paid fees every time we saw somebody. And if we had a big expense come up, we had to pay 20% of everything up to $15,000 deductible before we started having stuff paid at 100% on our insurance policy, which meant between the two of us, we could have been paying up to $40,000 a year for health care. So when you're thinking about the slightly higher taxes you pay in Italy, and between the United States and Italy, it is a 6% tax difference on the top line federal. Here, top line is 43%. In the United States, it's 37%. Remember that you pay high property taxes in the U.S., especially if you live in a state like I did in Texas, where we were paying over $20,000 a year in property tax. And you also pay health care. And health care cost is a tax. It's a tax you really don't have here in Italy. So take that into consideration. I feel between those two, the healthcare tax and the property tax, it's about an additional 20% tax that you're paying in the United States versus what you pay here in Italy. And I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of comments contradicting that. But I'm telling you, that is my experience. Those are the actual numbers for us. I've found the level of care from every provider that I've approached here to be unbelievably nice. My local doctor, Dr. Lombardi, is a great guy. I see him around town all the time, and everything I've needed from him, he's been able to help me with. We've been able to schedule tests, get the test done. He has office hours. He has them in the morning and the evening in 2 different towns, and you're allowed to come in as a walk-in towards the end of each of those windows, and he'll see you immediately, and he'll see everybody before he leaves. That's the kind of old world service that you don't really expect here, because maybe you've heard bad things about the healthcare system here. But I am telling you, my experience, and only my experience, is that it's pretty wonderful. Now, I wanted to take you guys out and show you some of the places that we were going to today, because Oli just came back from a long trip. She has her first appointment with Dr. Lombardi, also her primary care, just like me. And we're going to go in and see him. And then we need to pick up some medication. And then we're going to probably be going to the hospital and maybe a clinic here, depending on how we want to schedule our appointments. So we're going to take you guys along with that. Now, be advised, I can't go in with my Osmo 3 pocket camera on a gimbal and start filming in all these places. I'm going to have to edit these to provide for privacy for people that are walking around the hospital in the doctor's office. But I hope to be able to show you guys some snippets and some glimpses into what it's really like going into the hospital and the offices here to get your medical care. And I hope... Where are you going?
To the doctor.
Yay! This started out being a regular thing, and now we need to get something checked real quick. So this is the local doctor's office building now. It used to be the main hospital here in town. So these appointments are free. We're going to go see our primary care. We have the same one. This is where we're at. So the main hospital now is 6 or 7 minutes outside of town. And I have to be really careful here. I can't film anybody in this.
Yes.
Other than her. For her, I get free reign. So we're going to go see Dr. Lombardi, and we're ordering up a whole bunch of tests for her because we just now got our national healthcare cards. So let's go see what is what. Hey guys, I don't have a selfie stick, so sorry, we're right up in your face. So we're done with the doctor. We're getting our, show me
Exams.
She has a booklet.
Yeah.
She has a lot of tests to catch up on. So all this is included in our national health care. There may be small charges that we have to pay. I just have to get one echogram. Sorry for the sun.
I know.
And Oli has a whole bunch of usual stuff, cancer survivor type stuff, screenings and all sorts of stuff to go through. But this is one of the main reasons I moved to Italy, mainly because I'm still 7 years away from getting health care in the U.S. through Medicare.
Yeah.
And Oli's 17 years away from that. So this is a real benefit. And yes, taxes are slightly higher here, but boy, when you can figure in the cost of healthcare that you're saving, the cost of property tax, which for us being in Texas was huge. Some people don't even believe that we were paying almost $2,000 a month in property tax. When you figure that in, the fact that you pay 6 points higher on your federal taxes here, to me is nothing.
Yeah.
Because all this other stuff is included. Those things are taxes. So anyway, we gotta go see some more specialists and stuff. So I just wanted you guys to see this and see what it's really like. So hi.
Ciao.
So Oli went and got some medicine. I got a coffee. Show him the bag.
All my medicine.
All of them. She
Everything.
has issues with kidney stones and this and that and the other thing.
10 euros and 56 cents
For everything.
for everything.
And that. And now we see friends on the street. Ciao, signore. Come
Ciao,
on.
bello. Anzi, ho detto, ma guarda che sto famoso.
Sorry about that, but he's a big wig. He's about the biggest wig in town. Anyway, so now we're walking down the street. We just left the pharmacy. We had about a 100-yard walk down to the clinic where there's about 30 different doctors aligned inside one building, and they come in for appointments. I had a EKG and a ultrasound on my heart so I could join a gym here, and we're almost there. So let's go see what that's like. I hope you guys are enjoying this tour of our day in medical land. So this is the medical clinic where you can get all sorts of stuff done. Lung studies, EKGs, diabetic, dermatology, ultrasound. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. Anyway, lots of different stuff. So we got to go set up some appointments because this is where you get things like mammograms and all sorts of stuff. Hey guys, so I have to do voiceover for this. It's so loud from the rain that you won't be able to hear me. We're pulling into our local regional hospital, and this is the next morning from the video you were just watching. That's the helicopter pad. If there's a serious trauma, they'll airlift you over to Siena or Grosseto or down to Rome. But this is a nice sized regional hospital. You can come here and get all sorts of surgeries done. I had my colon screening here last week. And we're going in now to have some blood work done. And this is where the big blood lab is. So everybody comes twice a year that's on the system and gets their blood checked because they're all about prevention here. What a difference a day makes. We get so much rain here. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're coming up to the main check-in area, and you'll pick on this screen what you're here for, and then your number will be called. You go inside, you talk with people, and start the service process. It's very confusing the first time, even if you speak some Italian like we do, but you eventually learn it. It's not that hard. This is the first place I ran to after I had my blood work done a week ago because I had to fast for 12 hours. Ran over and got my coffee because it was almost 10 a.m. And I snapped this quick photo of Oli just checking in for all her blood work. We were in and out in less than 30 minutes. It's really nice. Well, I hope you like that little walk around our town here in Montepulciano. The hospital is relatively new. It's a new regional hospital. And like I said, we've been very happy here with the healthcare. It shouldn't be something that you worry about moving to Italy, even if you've had some previous health issues. Oli has had more than her fair share of health issues in her life. Life has been very unfair to her as far as that goes. And we have zero worry here about going forward with her getting the correct care that she may or may not, hopefully, need. If you guys have any questions for me, go to my website, bradsworld.it. There's a form on there. I'm happy to answer a really quick question, or if you want to talk with me about things, about moving here, about what you're going to need to do, want to know information on real estate here and what it's like, I can probably save you a ton of money. So go to my website and check that out. And we hope to see you guys soon here in Italy, but certainly again soon on Brad's World. Ciao.